Hey guys, welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Glad you all's here. Give a minute for people to get here. I'm trying to get it pulled up so I can pay attention to how the screen's going rolling. 1 second. Sorry guys. There we go. Good morning or good afternoon. Okay, what's going on, everybody? 8 people hanging out. Karen, what's going on? Glad you're here. Mom, Scotty, James, what's going on, buddy? Sammy, fixing it. Okay, awesome. Thanks for coming in, guys. We're about to be getting into the book of Noah, a fragment. Christy, hello. But let's start with our devotion, as we do, while we wait on everybody. Glad y'all's here. This devotion is called Blame and Forgiveness. Blame and forgiveness. This is a simple scripture. Forgive anyone who offends you. That's it. Colossians 3:13 in the New Living Translation. Forgive anyone who offends you. If you can offend God through choices you make, and if God had to send his son to make forgiveness possible, isn't it obvious that you will sometimes offend or cause pain to others? Hi, Melinda. When you've been offended, you may believe your experience is unique and no one has ever endured the same suffering. Maybe that's true, but offenses happen to someone every minute of every day. So you must know how to respond to them. When someone tells you, get over it, it sounds uncaring, as if you're supposed to say that the offense was no big deal. But true forgiveness requires naming the sin and who is to blame. In order for God to forgive you, he had to pinpoint your offenses. You must do the same because forgiveness isn't trivial. You can't just say it's no big deal. The only way to get over an offense is to face the issue honestly, acknowledge the hurt, and then intentionally choose to forgive specific offenses. There's more to experience in life than old hurts. Dear God, shine light in my heart to see if I have unforgiven offenses buried there. Show them to me, and then give me the love and mercy to deal with them and forgive. And everybody said, amen. Uncle Ed, hey, what's going on? We're reading the book of Enoch. Pretty cool. We're about, I'd say, maybe a quarter way through it. Probably pretty close to halfway, honestly, already. But super cool book. And a lot of people, I mean, I wouldn't say a lot. We have had one person so far go against the book of Enoch, but you know how some people are. They think, I don't know. It's just kind of strange for someone just as normal human as us think they have more, you know what I mean? But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Like I said before about the person, I like everybody's opinion and want everybody's opinion. But I just didn't like after I made that video regarding that comment, and then I went back to look at the comments, and Jan went back and kind of responded to his comment. And he was a little bit jerky about the way he responded back to Jan, and I didn't think that was right. So I kind of think that honestly kind of shined his true colors, to be honest, the way he responded to Jan. So basically said that she didn't deserve a response to what she had to say. So I don't know. Yeah, there's always going to be. You're exactly right, James. You're exactly right. But let's get into it, guys. Okay, chapter 60. We just went through all of the parables, which there were 3 parables that Enoch set. And now we're starting the book of Noah, a fragment. So there we go. Chapter 60. In the year 500, in the 7th month, on the 14th day of the month, in the life of Enoch, in that parable, I saw how a mighty quaking made the heaven of heavens to quake, and the host of the Most High and the angels, 1,000 thousands and 10,000 times 10,000, were disquieted with a great disquiet. And the head of the days sat on the throne of his glory, and the angels and the righteous stood around him. And a great trembling seized me, and fear took hold of me, and my loins gave way, and dissolved were my reins, and I fell upon my face. And Michael sent another angel from among the holy ones, and he raised me up. And when he had raised me up, my spirit returned, for I had not been able to endure the look of this host, and the commotion and the quaking of the heaven. And Michael said unto me, Why art thou disquieted with such a vision? Until this day lasted the day of his mercy, and he hath been merciful and long-suffering towards those who dwell on the earth. And when the day and the power and the punishment and the judgment come, which the Lord of spirits hath prepared for those who worship not the righteous law, and for those who deny the righteous judgment, and for those who take his name in vain, that day is prepared for the elect a covenant. But for sinners in inquisition, when the punishment of the Lord of spirits shall rest upon them, it shall rest in order that the punishment of the Lord of spirits may not come in vain. And it shall slay the children with their mothers and the children with their fathers. Afterwards, the judgment shall take place according to his mercy and his patience. And on that day were two monsters parted, a female monster named Leviathan, to dwell in the abyss of the ocean over the fountains of water, which is very interesting because that is, I'm pretty sure that's the goddess that who is it? Beyonce. That's the one that I seen a thing where one of her music videos is like her bursting through the front of a building and there's big old waves of ocean waters coming in. So she worships this being, and I'm pretty sure this is what this is it. This is what they're talking. That's what she's talking about. And on that day were 2 monsters parted, a female monster named Leviathan, to dwell in the abysses of the oceans over the fountains of the waters. But the male is named Behemoth, who occupied with his breast a waste wilderness named Duidane, on the east of the garden where the elect and righteous dwell, where my grandfather was taken up, the 7th from Adam, the first man whom the Lord of spirits created. And I besought the other angel that he should show me the might of these monsters, how they were parted on one day and cast, the one into the abysses of the sea, and the other unto the dry land of the wilderness. And he said to me, Thou son of man, herein thou dost seek to know what is hidden. And the other angel who went with me and showed me what was hidden told me what is first and last in the heaven, in the height, and beneath the earth in the depth, and at the ends of the heaven, and on the foundation of the heaven. and the chambers of the winds, and how the winds are divided, and how they are weighed, and how the portals of the winds are reckoned, each according to the power of the wind, and the power of the lights of the moon, and according to the power that is fitting, and the divisions of the stars according to their names, and how all the divisions are divided. And the thunders according to the places where they fall, and all the divisions that are made among the lightnings, that it may lighten, and their host, that they may at once obey. And this part's pretty cool. For the thunder has places of rest, which are assigned to it, while it is waiting for its peal. And the thunder and lightning are inseparable. And although not one and undivided, they both go together through the Spirit and separate not. For when the lightning lightens, the thunder utters its voice, and the Spirit enforces a pause during the peal, and divides equally between them, for the treasury of their peals is like the sand, and each one of them, as it peals, is held in with a bridle, and turned back by the power of the Spirit, and pushed forward according to the many quarters of the earth. And the spirit of the sea is masculine and strong, and according to the might of his strength, he draws it back with a rein, and in like manner it is driven forward and disperses amid all the mountains of the earth. And the spirit of the hoarfrost is his own angel, and the spirit of the hail is a good angel, and the spirit of the snow has forsaken his chambers on account of his strength. There is a special spirit therein, and that which ascends from it is like smoke, and it is named frost. And the spirit of the mist is not united with them in their chambers, but it has a special chamber, for its course is glorious both in light and in darkness, and in winter and in summer, and in its chambers is an angel. And the spirit of the dew has its dwelling at the ends of the heaven, and is connected with the chambers of the rain, and its course is in winter and summer, and its clouds and the clouds of the mist are connected, and the one gives to the other. And when the spirit of the rain goes forth from its chamber, the angels come and open the chamber and let it out. And when it is diffused over the whole earth, it unites with the water on the earth. And whensoever it unites with the water on the earth, for the waters are for those who dwell on the earth, for they are nourishment for the earth, for the Most High, who is in heaven. Therefore there is a measure for the rain, and the angels take it in charge. And these things I saw towards the garden of the righteous. And the angel of peace who was with me said to me, these two monsters prepared conformably to the greatness of God shall feed. Pretty cool, huh? So the angels basically open the veil of the firmament and let the rain out. Comes down, turns into a cloud, and then comes down and unites with the water on the earth. Super cool. That's what I got out of it. How angels are a part of all of it, even the lightning and thunder, right? How there's a peal between. So the lightning strikes, there's silence, and then there's thunder. But at the same time, they're connected. They're one thing and separate. Super cool. Chapter 61. And I saw in those days how long cords were given to those angels, and they took to themselves wings and flew, and they went towards the north. And I asked the angel, saying unto him, why have those angels taken these cords and gone off? And he said unto me, they have gone to measure. And the angel who went with me said unto me, these shall bring the measures of the righteous, and the ropes of the righteous to the righteous, that they may stay themselves on the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. The elect shall begin to dwell with the elect, and those are the measures which shall be given to faith, and which shall strengthen righteousness. and these measures shall reveal all the secrets of the depth of the earth, and those who have been destroyed by the desert, and those who have been devoured by the beasts, and those who have been devoured by the fish of the sea, that they may return and stay themselves on the day of the elect one. For none shall be destroyed before the Lord of spirits, and none can be destroyed, and all who dwell above in the heaven received a command and power and one voice and one light like unto fire. And that one with their first words they blessed and extolled and lauded with wisdom. And they were wise in utterance and in the spirit of life. And the Lord of spirits placed the elect one on the throne of glory. It's so cool, man, that these are messages around the time right before the flood, before Noah, and how many references there are to Jesus, right? Super cool. Because that Jesus is the elect one, and it mentions him in several different ways, but it's just super cool. Of course, we know that Jesus was here from the beginning. He was with God in the beginning, he being Jesus. But I just think that was cool. And when he shall lift up his countenance, to judge their secret ways according to the word of the name of the Lord of spirits, and their path according to the way of the righteous judgment of the Lord of spirits. Then shall they all with one voice speak and bless, and glorify and extol and sanctify the name of the Lord of spirits. And he will summon all the hosts of the heavens, and all the holy ones above, and the host of God, the cherubic, seraphim, and the ophanim, and all the angels of power, and all the angels of principalities, and the elect one, and the other powers on the earth and over the water. On that day shall raise one voice, and bless and glorify and exalt in the spirit of faith, and in the spirit of wisdom, and in the spirit of patience, and in the spirit of mercy, and in the spirit of judgment, and of peace, and in the spirit of goodness, and shall all say with one voice, Blessed is he, and may the name of the Lord of spirits be blessed forever and ever. All who sleep not above in heaven shall bless him. All the holy ones who are in heaven shall bless him, and all the elect who dwell in the garden of life, and every spirit of light who is able to bless and glorify and extol and hallow thy blessed name. And all flesh shall beyond measure glorify and bless thy name forever and ever. For great is the mercy of the Lord of spirits, and he is a long-suffering. And all his works and all that he has created, he has revealed to the righteous and elect. In the name of the Lord of spirits. 62. And thus the Lord commanded the kings and the mighty and the exalted, and those who dwell on the earth, and said, Open your eyes and lift up your horns, if ye are able to recognize the elect one. And the Lord of spirits seated him on the throne of his glory, and their spirit seated him on the throne of his glory, and the spirits of righteousness was poured out upon him, and the word of his mouth slays all sinners. And all the unrighteous are destroyed from before his face. And there shall stand up in that day all the kings and the mighty, and the exalted, and those who hold the earth. And they shall see and recognize how he sits on the throne of his glory, and righteousness is judged before him, and no lying word is spoken before him. Then shall pain come upon them, as on a woman in travail, and she has pain in bringing forth when her child enters the mouth of the womb, and she has pain in bringing forth. And one portion of them shall look on the other, and they shall be terrified, and they shall be downcast of countenance. And pain shall seize them when they see the Son of Man sitting on the throne of his glory. And the kings and the mighty and all who possess the earth shall bless and glorify and extol him who rules over it, who was hidden From the beginning, the Son of Man was hidden, and the Most High preserved him in the presence of his might, and revealed to the elect. And the congregation of the elect and holy shall be sown, and all the elect shall stand before him on that day. And all the kings and the mighty, and the exalted, and those who rule the earth, shall fall down before him on their faces, and worship and set their hope upon the Son of Man, and petition him and supplicate for mercy at his hands. Nevertheless, the Lord of spirits will so press them that they shall hastily go forth from his presence, and their faces shall be filled with shame, and the darkness grow deeper on their faces. And he will deliver them to the angels for punishment, to execute vengeance on them, because they have oppressed his children and his elect. And they shall be a spectacle for the righteous and for his elect. They shall rejoice over them, because the wrath of the Lord of spirits resteth upon them, and his sword is drunk with their blood. And the righteous and elect shall be saved on that day, and they shall never thenceforward see the face of the sinners and unrighteous. And the Lord of spirits will abide over them, and with that Son of Man shall they eat, and lie down and rise up forever and ever. And the righteous and elect shall have risen from the earth, and cease to be of downcast countenance. And they shall have been clothed with garments of glory, and these shall be the garments of life from the Lord of spirits. And your garment shall not grow old, nor your glory pass away before the Lord of spirits. (63) In those days shall the mighty and the kings who possess the earth implore him to grant them a little respite from his angels of punishment, to whom they were delivered, that they might fall down and worship before the Lord of spirits, and confess their sins before him. And they shall bless and glorify the Lord of spirits, and say, Blessed is the Lord of spirits, and the Lord of kings, and the Lord of the mighty, and the Lord of the rich, and the Lord of the glory, and the Lord of wisdom. And splendid in every secret thing is thy power from generation to generation, and thy glory forever and ever. Deep are all thy secrets, and innumerable. And thy righteousness is beyond reckoning. We have now learnt that we should glorify and bless the Lord of kings, him who is king over all things. And they shall say, would that we had rest to glorify and give thanks, and confess our faith before his glory. And now we long for a little rest, but find it not. We follow hard upon and obtain it not. A light has vanished from before us, and darkness is our dwelling place forever and ever. For we have not believed before him, nor glorified his name of the Lord of spirits, nor glorified our Lord. But our hope was in the scepter of our kingdom, and in our glory, and in the day of our suffering and tribulation he saves us not. And we find no respite for confession, that our Lord is true in all his works and his judgments and his justice. And his judgments have no respect of persons. And we pass away from before his face on account of our works, and all our sins are reckoned up in righteousness. Now they shall say unto themselves, Our souls are full of unrighteous gain, but it does not prevent us from descending from the midst thereof into the burden of Sheol. And after that their faces shall be filled with darkness and shame before that Son of Man, and they shall be driven from his presence, and the sword shall abide before his face in their midst. Thus spake the Lord of spirits. This is the ordinance and judgment with respect to the mighty and the kings and the exalted and those who possess the earth before the Lord of spirits. 64. And other forms I saw hidden in that place. I heard the voice of the angel saying, These are the angels who descended to the earth and revealed what was hidden to the children of men, and seduced the children of men into committing sin. 65. And in those days Noah saw the earth, that it had sunk down, and its destruction was nigh. And he arose from thence, and went to the ends of the earth, and cried aloud to his grandfather Enoch. And Noah said 3 times with an embittered voice, Hear me, hear me, hear me. And I said unto him, Tell me what it is that is falling out of the earth, that the earth is in such evil plight and shaken, lest perchance I shall perish with it. And thereupon there was a great commotion on the earth, and a voice was heard from heaven, and I fell on my face. And Enoch my grandfather came and stood by me, and said unto me, Why hast thou cried unto me with a bitter cry and weeping? And a command has gone forth from the presence of the Lord concerning those who dwell on the earth, that their ruin is accomplished, because they have learnt all the secrets of the angels, and all the violence of the Satans, and all their powers, the most secret ones, and all the powers of those who practice sorcery, and the power of witchcraft, and the power of those who make molten images for the whole earth. And how silver is produced from the dust of the earth, and how soft metals originates in the earth. For lead and tin are not produced from the earth like the first. It is a fountain that produces them, and an angel stands therein, and that angel is preeminent. And after that my grandfather Enoch took hold of me by my hand, and raised me up, and said unto me, Go, for I have asked the Lord of spirits as touching this commotion on the earth. And he said unto me, Because of their unrighteousness, their judgment has been determined upon, and shall not be withheld by me forever. Because of the sorceries which they have searched out and learnt, the earth and those who dwell upon it shall be destroyed. And these they have no place of repentance forever, because they have shown them what was hidden, and they are damned. But as for thee, my son, the Lord of spirits knows that thou art pure and guiltless of this reproach concerning the secrets, and he has destined thy name to be among the holy, and will preserve thee amongst those who dwell on the earth, and has destined thy righteous seed both for kingship and for great honors. And from thy seed shall proceed a fountain of righteous and holy without number forever. So it kind of makes sense that I was just reading it in Hebrews this morning of how Enoch was just taken. He never tasted death. He didn't die. He never had to go through death. He was just taken. Enoch was. So, because he was such a righteous man. And then comes and has his nephew Noah build the boat to where he made it out on the boat, but Enoch was saved from that judgment just by being taken off the earth. Quite interesting. But man, all that talking about why he came to destroy the earth, all the witchcraft and the sorceries, and that sounds quite familiar, doesn't it, with what we're seeing on our earth today. I'm telling you guys, we're running out of time. Seriously, Jesus is going to be back so much sooner than people realize. I really believe that wholeheartedly. 66. And after that he showed me the angels of punishment, who were prepared to come and let loose all the powers of the waters which are beneath in the earth, in order to bring judgment and destruction on all who abide and dwell on the earth. And the Lord of spirits gave commandment to the angels who were going forth, that they should not cause the waters to rise, but should hold them in check, for those angels were over the powers of the waters. And I went away from the presence of Enoch. And in 67, and in those days the word of God came unto me, and he said unto me, Noah, thy lot has come up before me, a lot without blame, a lot of love and uprightness. And now the angels are making a wooden building. And when they have completed the task, I will place my hand upon it and preserve it. And there shall come forth from it the seed of life, and a change shall set in so that the earth will not remain without inhabitant. Interesting. So it's saying some angels built a wooden building that would block the seeds for plants and life and stuff. I guess that's what it sounds like it's saying to me. Cool. So Noah saved the animal life and humans, and the angels built the building to save the inhabitants of the earth as far as like plant life. Cool. It's crazy. And I will make fast thy seed before me forever and ever, and I will spread abroad those who dwell with thee. It shall not be unfruitful on the face of the earth, but it shall be blessed and multiply on the earth in the name of the Lord. And he will, or are they talking about Noah building the ark and having angels helping him build the ark? Maybe that's what it is. But it says wooden building. It don't say boat. I don't know. What do y'all think? I am going to stop reading about 10 minutes before we're done so that we can discuss things too. Sorry. And he will imprison those angels who have shown unrighteousness in that burning valley which my grandfather Enoch had formerly shown to me in the west among the mountains of gold and silver and iron and soft metal and tin. Then I saw that valley in which there was a great convulsion and a convulsion of the waters. And when all this took place, from that fiery molten metal and from the convulsion thereof in that place, there was produced a smell of sulfur, and it was connected with those waters. And that valley of the angel who had led astray mankind burnt beneath that land. And through its valley proceed streams of fire, where these angels are punished who had led astray those who dwell upon the earth. But those waters shall in those days serve for the kings and the mighty and the exalted, and those who dwell on the earth for the healing of the body. But for the punishment of the earth, now their spirit is full of lust, that they may be punished in their body. For they have denied the Lord of spirits, and see their punishment daily, and yet believe not his name. And in proportion as the burning of their bodies becomes severe, a corresponding change shall take place in their spirit forever and ever. For before the Lord of spirits, none shall utter an idle word. For the judgment of man shall come upon them, because they believe in the lust of their body and deny the Spirit of the Lord. And those same waters will undergo a change in those days, for when those angels are punished in these water springs shall change their temperature. And when the angels ascend, this water of the spring shall change and become cold. And I heard Michael answering and saying, just judgment, wherewith the angels are judged, is a testimony for the kings and the mighty who possesses the earth. Because these waters of judgment minister to the healing of the body of the kings and the lust of their body. Therefore they will not see and will not believe that those waters will change and become a fire which burns forever. 68. And after that, my grandfather Enoch gave me the teaching of all the secrets in the books in the parables, which had been given to him, and he put them together for me in the words of the book of the parables. And on that day, Michael answered Raphael and said, the power of the spirits transports and makes me to tremble, because of the severity of the judgment of the secrets, the judgment of the angels, who can endure the severe judgment which has been executed, and before which they melt away. And Michael answered again and said to Raphael, who is he whose heart is not softened concerning it, and whose reins are not troubled by the words of judgment that have gone forth upon them, because of those who have thus led them out. And it came to pass when he stood before the Lord of spirits, Michael said thus to Raphael, I will not take their part under the eye of the Lord, for the Lord of spirits has been angry with them because they do as if they were the Lord. Therefore all that is hidden shall come upon them forever and ever, for neither angel nor man shall have his portion in it, but alone they have received their judgment forever and ever. 69. And after this judgment, they shall terrify and make them to tremble, because they have shown this to those who dwell on the earth. And behold the names of those angels, and these are their names. The first of them, Samjaza. The second, Ardakifa. And the third, Armian. The fourth, Kokabel. The fifth, Turael. The sixth, Rumjal. The seventh, Danjal. The eighth, Nequel. The ninth, Baraquel. The 10th, Azazel. The 11th, Aramoris. The 12th, Batarjal. The 13th, Bazajal. Buasajal. These are super hard names. For the 14th, Hananel. The 15th, Turel. And the 16th, Simpasiel. The 17th, Jetrel. And the 18th, Tumiel. And the 19th, Turel. The 20th, Rumiel. The 21st, Azazel. Well, there's two of the Azazels, 10th and the 20th. And those are the chiefs of their angels and their names, and their chief ones over hundreds and over 50s and over 10s. The names of the first, Jequan, that is the one who led astray all of the sons of God. The name of the first, Jequan, that is the one who led astray all the sons of God. Interesting. And brought them down to the earth and led them astray through the daughters of men. And the second was named Asbel. He imparted to the holy sons of God evil counsel, and led them astray, so that they defiled their bodies with the daughters of men. And the third was Gadriel. He it is who showed the children of men all that the blows of death, and he led astray Eve. Interesting. And showed the weapons of death to the sons of men, the shield and the coat of mail, and the sword for battle, and all the weapons of death to the children of men. And from his hand they have proceeded against those who dwell on the earth from that day and forevermore. And the fourth was named Pinemu. He taught the children of men the bitter and the sweet, and he taught them all the secrets of their wisdom. And he instructed mankind in writing with ink and paper, and thereby many sinned from eternity to eternity and until this day. For men were not created for such a purpose, to give confirmation to their good faith with pen and ink. For men were created exactly like the angels, to the intent that they should continue pure and righteous, and death, which destroys everything, could not be taken hold of them. But through this, their knowledge, they are perishing, and through this power, it is consuming me. And the fifth was named Kazajah. This is he who showed the children of men all the wicked smitings of the spirits and demons, and the smitings of the embryo in the womb, that it may pass away, and the smitings of the soul that bites the serpent, and the smitings which befall through the noontide heat, the son of the serpent named Tabat. And this is the task of Kashbiel, the chief of the oath, which he showed to the holy ones when he dwelt high above in glory, and its name Biqua. This angel requested Michael to show him the hidden name that he might enunciate in it the oath, so that those might quake before that name and oath who revealed all that was in secret to the children of men. And this is the power of this oath, for it is powerful and strong. And he pleaded with this oath, a K, in the hand of Michael. And these are the secrets of this oath, and they are strong through his oath. And the heaven was suspended before the world was created, and forever. And through it the earth was founded upon the earth, and from the secret recesses of the mountains come beautiful waters. From the creation of the world and unto eternity, and through that oath the sea was created, and its foundations he set for it the sand against the time of its anger. Give me a second, guys. I've got to blow my nose real quick. Sorry, guys. Forgive me. It's driving me crazy. And as its foundations, he sat. And as its foundation, he set for it the sand against the time of its anger, and it dare not pass beyond it from the creation of the world unto eternity. And through that oath are the depths made fast, and abide and stir not from their place from eternity to eternity. And through that oath the sun and moon complete their course and deviate not from their ordinance from eternity to eternity. And through that oath the stars complete their course, and he calls them by their names. And they answer him from eternity to eternity. And in like manner the spirits of the waters and of the winds and of the zephyrs, and their paths from all the quarters of the winds. And there are preserved the voices of the thunder and light of the lightnings. And there are preserved the chambers of the hail and the chambers of the hoarfrost, and the chambers of the mist and the chambers of the rain and the dew. And all these believe and give thanks before the Lord of spirits and glorify him with all their power, and their food is in every act of thanksgiving. They thank and glorify and extol the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. And this oath is mighty over them, and through it they are preserved, and their paths are preserved, and their course is not destroyed, and their great joy amongst them. And they blessed and glorified and extolled, because the name of that Son of Man had been revealed unto them. And he sat on the throne of his glory, and the Son of Judgment was given unto the Son of Man. And he caused the sinners to pass away and be destroyed from off the face of the earth. And those who have led the world astray with chains shall they be bound, and in their assemblage place of destruction shall they be imprisoned. And all their works vanish from the face of the earth, and from henceforth there shall be nothing corruptible, for that Son of Man has appeared, and he seated himself on the throne of his glory, and all evil shall pass away before his face, and the word of that Son of Man shall go forth and be strong before the Lord of spirits. This is the third parable of Enoch. Chapter 70. And it came to pass after this, that his name during his lifetime was raised aloft to that Son of Man, and to the Lord of spirits from amongst those who dwell on the earth. And he was raised aloft on the chariots of the Spirit and his name vanished among them. And from that day I was no longer numbered amongst them. And he set me between the two winds, between the north and the west, where the angels took the clouds to measure for me the place for the elect and righteous. And there I saw the first fathers and the righteous who from the beginning dwell in that place. And it came to pass after that my spirit was translated, and it ascended into heavens. And I saw the holy sons of God. They were stepping on flames of fire. Their garments were white, and their raiment, and their faces shone like snow. And I saw two streams of fire, and the light of that fire shone like hyacinth. And I fell on my face before the Lord of spirits, and the angel Michael, one of the archangels, seized me by my right hand, and lifted me up, and led me forth unto all the secrets. And he showed me all the secrets of righteousness. And he showed me all the secrets of the ends of the heaven, and all the chambers of all the stars, and all the luminaries, whence they proceed before the face of the Holy One. And he translated my spirit into the heaven of heavens. And I saw there, as it were, a structure built of crystals, and between those crystals tongues of living fire. And my spirit saw the girdle which girt that house of fire, and on its four sides were streams full of living fire, and they girt that house, and round about were seraphim, cherubic, and Ophanim. And these are they who sleep not, and guard the throne of his glory. And I saw angels who could not be counted, 1,000 thousands, and 10,000 times 10,000, encircling that house. And Michael and Raphael and Gabriel and Phanuel and the holy angels who are above the heavens go in and out of that house. And they came forth from that house. And Michael and Gabriel, Raphael and Phanuel, and many holy angels without number, and with them the head of days, his head white and pure as wool, and his raiment indescribable. And I fell on my face, and my whole body became relaxed, and my spirit was transfigured. And I cried with a loud voice, with the spirit of power, and blessed and glorified and extolled. And these blessings which went forth out of my mouth were well pleasing before the head of days. And that head of days came with Michael and Gabriel, Raphael, Phanuel, thousands and 10,000s of angels without number. Lost passage wherein Son of Man was described as accompanying the head of days, and Enoch asked one of the angels, as in 46, concerning the Son of Man, as to who he was. Interesting. And he, the angel, came to me and greeted me with his voice and said unto me, This is the Son of Man who is born unto righteousness, and righteousness abides over him, and the righteousness of the head of days forsakes him not. And he said unto me, He proclaims unto thee peace in the name of the whole world to come, for from hence he proceeded peace since the creation of the world. And so shall it be upon thee forever and forever and ever. And all shall walk in his ways, since righteousness never forsaketh him. With him will be their dwelling places, and with him their heritage, and they shall not be separated from him forever and ever and ever. And so there shall be length of days with that Son of Man, and the righteous shall have peace and an upright way in the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. Okay, we'll stop right there. So the next one will be the book of courses of the heavenly luminaries. I don't know why my video is blurring out. Did that happen like when I got up real fast? It seemed like it was good before then. I'm going to check and see if I can do something here right quick. Yeah, that seemed cleared up a little bit. Cool. Cool. A little bit. It's still a little fuzzy. Oh well. All's well that ends well. But that's super cool. I just love, and right there at the end of it, right there at the end, the last thing we were reading, literally talking about the coming of Jesus, and then talking about us, how with them their dwelling places, and with him their heritage, and they shall not be separated from him forever and ever and ever. So shall there be length of days with that Son of Man, and the righteous shall have peace and upright way in the spirit of the Lord of spirits forever and ever and ever. That's talking about us having the opportunity of being righteous and sitting with King Jesus, the Son of Man, forever. That's just super cool to watch that being talked about before even the flood of Noah, right? So this is in the days before he even wiped out the whole earth. Because there, for a minute, he was talking about not even saving humans at all and just completely doing away with them forever. And was it Noah that talked God into like, no. Which seems kind of, he obviously knew what was going to go down. He knew how the story went from the beginning. So, man, I don't know. Why would he make that? Why would he make a comment like that? Like, I'm just going to end humans completely. And then I guess maybe to show the faith of Noah, to come to him and be like, no, I'll do this and save my family, and we'll start over. We'll just start over. Instead of just wiping it out and not having no more. I don't know. It's pretty neat. What do y'all think? It's super cool. It's hard to understand. Like I said, I'll have to read over it more than once. But a lot of it does make sense, right? Just like reading the Bible, certain things stick out. That's super neat. Bye, Christy. Okay, Melvin Donnie. I'm hoping to get my actual cell phone turned back on soon. Honestly, I put an application in yesterday for countertop. Building countertops in Corbin. So I'm hoping I get a call on that. It's about, I don't know, an hour and 15-minute drive, but the hours are Monday through Thursday, 4/10s, 3-day weekends. So hopefully that goes through. That'll be super cool. More and more each time. Yeah, you really do, Scotty. That's what's so important. And especially about reading actual word is the same thing. Thank you, Jan. Thank you. Yes, lots of prayer. I hope that it goes through because that will work out quite perfectly. Imagine 3-day week. It didn't say what the pay or anything would be, but I was telling Sam, like, honestly, 4/10s and 3-day weekends, I don't care if it's $13, $14 an hour. I'll take it. It'll be worth it, just the schedule, right? But that's why it's so important to read your word, because you're exactly right, Scotty. You get something out of it every single time. And it's very important to keep in mind that you're not reading to understand, right? That's what holds a lot of people back. I can say, anyways, for myself, that's what held me back from reading it as much for a long time, because I was always trying to read to understand it. And then I would read and couldn't process none of it. So that would in turn talk myself out of reading it because it felt pointless. But then when you change that mindset and just read it out of obedience to just read it, it's a game changer. It makes all the difference in the world. So just get in it, because it may be just 2 or 3 scriptures out of a 5-10 minute read that stand out to you. But then, I'm almost all the way through the New Testament, getting pretty close. I'm almost done with Hebrews, and then I'll be done. I could actually say that I read the entire New Testament. And about in 2 Peter, yeah, I'm getting close. I got like 3 more books left, and then I can say I've read the whole New Testament. And that's super cool. That's something I've always wanted to be able to say. And then once I get done with Revelations, I'm going to go to Genesis and I'm going to read through the Old Testament. And then when I'm done doing that, I'll just start over and start in the Gospels and do it again. But it was pretty cool. That Johnny Chang guy that I told y'all about a while back, he was talking about it, and he was saying the average American spends about 2 minutes. It takes you about 2 minutes per page on your regular King James Version Bible. Your average King James Bible has about 1,500 pages. And he calculated all the time up and said that if you spent 1 hour a day reading the word, 2 minutes per page, you could read the entire Bible from front to back in 50 days. So if you spent 30 minutes a day in your word, you could read the Bible in 100 days. So you could literally read through the Bible 3 times a year if you read it for at least 30 minutes a day, right? You could read it 6 times a year if you read for an hour a day on average. So I thought that was super cool. Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. See, I'm working on it. This will be my first time ever to completely read through from front to back. Like I said, I'm about done with the New Testament. I started in the New Testament. Once I get done with that, then I'll read through the Old Testament. And then I'm just going to continue that cycle. And yeah, it's cool, the knowledge that comes with it. And what's crazy is whenever I first started really dedicating myself to reading, which is only like 6 months ago, for the first 4 months, Sam would ask me about the chapter I just read, and I'd be like, nah, nothing would stick, right? But after being obedient for so long, this past couple months, I can tell you, you know what I mean? Like I can remember things. Like it's cool. It's cool. It's definitely a sign of God giving you more just for being obedient, I feel like, right? Just for getting in the word like I'm supposed to, even on those mornings where I'm just like, really don't feel like reading this morning. But it doesn't matter. Every day for the past 6 months, and this ain't a brag. Don't take that wrong. It's not. I'm not boasting about it. It's just something that I am proud of myself about. And I spend the first at least 15, 20 minutes of every single day for the past 6 months is being obedient to the Lord every day for the past 6 months. And I am definitely feeling a difference in my spirit because of it. So super cool. Yeah, that was another thing. Like I called my dad a few days back, and we were talking, and we were getting into talking about the spirit. And I talked my dad into it, because we talked about a week before that, and I was telling Dad, you need to get your word out, read 1 chapter every morning. It takes you just a couple minutes. And then talked to him about a week later. I said, did you get your Bible up? Have you been reading? No. And so I was talking to him about, he's like, look, I'm going to grab my Bible right now. I'm setting it by my chair. And I said, do it, Dad. I said, start your coffee, go in there and read while you're waiting on your coffee. Heck, by the time your coffee's done, you'll be done reading your chapter. And that's what it takes. He said, I promise I will, bud. But in that conversation, I was telling him, I said, it's such a good feeling to to feel confident of going to heaven. It's the best feeling in the world. I spent so much time throughout this past 10 years in this walk questioning whether I'm going to heaven or not, whether I'm good enough, whether I'm doing it right, blah, 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 blah. Took me 9.5 years to finally figure out, like, that's what's holding you back. You're holding your own self by the anxiety of feeling like you're not good enough all the time, right? Just hanging him back on the cross every time you do it. But by me saying that, after we got off the phone, I need to talk to him because I felt bad because I was reading some, I can't remember where I was reading, but it was talking about not, it may have been a message I heard, not being boastful about things. And I wasn't meaning it that way. And I just hope he didn't take it that way. You know, I don't know. Jack Dyer is doing the Bible in chronological order. Jack Dyer? I don't know that I know Jack Dyer. I won't write that down. But that's what I want to do too. Like, so this is NIV. So once I get done with the NIV, I'm going to bust out my King James and I'll do the next Bible reading through the King James and just do different translations each time. That would be pretty cool. Daily Bible and Coffee with Jack. And I've got Sammy reading with me now. There for the first few months, I would just be in here and I was like, you know what? We need to read together. Pray and read together. Get us both in the Word. So Sammy's been doing the same with me. Proud of her. It's awesome. With Jack. Cool. I'll definitely check that out. I've been watching a lot of, gosh, it's just so almost frustrating these days trying to just being careful of who you're listening to, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think as far as there's definitely one pastor out there that I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I am definitely sure this dude is not preaching anything false. As a matter of fact, he was just at a 2026 conference just a few days ago. I just seen this before we started our live, and he called out all the pastors, and he was at their conference, and he called them out for being arrogant and their preaching style. But it's Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell. And I'm telling you what, that man is on fire, and he will speak the truth. It doesn't matter. Can you imagine being invited to another pastor's conference and then listening to them preach, and then you get up there and call them out for how they're preaching? False teachings. Wow, that was awesome. So much respect for that guy. That's what we need in this world. You don't see a whole lot of that these days. Like, dude is full of holy fire, and he is not afraid to tell you the truth because he loves you. And he wants you to make it to heaven. He don't want you to be fooled and tricked out of not making it unintentionally, you know? Yeah, I thought that was super cool. But I love listening to him. Man, I wish my stuff wasn't so stupid blurry. I don't know why. It must have did that whenever I got up and it focused my camera out. Jesus didn't mix words ever. Right. And that's another reason too, Jan. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That's another very, very valid reason that we need to be in the Word ourselves. Jesus should honestly be our only teacher. And all of the truth is right here, right? That's what's so sad about a lot of people in this generation they're going to be led to the slaughter because they're letting other people be the only teacher they have, right? They're obsessed over a man on behind a pulpit versus and never open the book themselves. That's not good. That's not good at all. So yeah, Jesus is the number one teacher. So your best bet is to just get in there yourself and let him do the teaching instead of following some guy, right? But if I was going to, I wish that Philip Anthony was closer to me. He's in Georgia, where Barb's at, but I wish he were closer to me. I would definitely be going to that guy's church because he is a very anointed man and he is not afraid to speak the truth. He don't care if it hurts your feelings, and that's the way it should be, right? That's the way it should be. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get out of here. I love you guys so much. This was fun. We will get back in it Thursday. Yes. And we'll see you tonight, me and Sammy. So, and I'm going to mess with my camera and try to get it focused right. But love you guys. Y'all have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. We'll see you this evening. Thank you so much for hanging out, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And like I said, once we get through with Enoch, we're going to start on the book of Acts. We're going to do that Bible study on the book of Acts. That's actually going to take a lot longer to get through than Enoch, but it'll be fun. We'll break it all down. So you're welcome. You're welcome. Y'all have an amazing rest of your day. We'll see you tonight. All right, guys? God bless you. We love you.